Right now, at this very moment, there are 31 satellites orbiting 20,000 kilometers above your head. You cannot see them. You cannot hear them. Most people never even think about them. But without those satellites, the most powerful military on Earth would be almost completely blind. No GPS. No precision-guided missiles. No real-time battlefield communication. No drone targeting. No spy reconnaissance. Nothing. GPS underpins everything, from smartphones and commercial aviation to precision-guided weapons and global financial networks. It is not just a military tool, it is the invisible backbone of modern civilization itself. And here is the terrifying part. China is rapidly expanding its own satellite capabilities, and Russia possesses disruptive anti-satellite technologies, with threats including signal jamming, directed energy weapons, and cyber attacks occurring daily or near daily against American space assets. So today, we ask the question that keeps military commanders awake at night. What if America's military woke up tomorrow, and every single satellite was gone? No GPS. No communication. No eyes in the sky. What would actually happen? Buckle up, because the answer will completely change how you see the world above you. What satellites actually do? Before we talk about what happens without satellites, we need to understand exactly what they do. Because most people have absolutely no idea how deeply the US military depends on space. GPS satellites are the primary navigation providers for all major US military assets, offering critical location services to operational troops and helping facilitate accurate delivery of supplies in the field. But that is just the beginning. Satellites also handle encrypted battlefield communications between commanders and troops thousands of miles apart. They provide real-time reconnaissance, photographing enemy positions, troop movements, and weapon systems from space. They guide precision missiles to within centimeters of their targets. They detect enemy missile launches within seconds of liftoff. The jam-resistant Advanced Extremely High-Frequency Constellation ensures resilient command and control even in degraded battlefield environments. Without satellites, a U.S. military commander in Washington cannot communicate securely with a warship in the Pacific. A fighter pilot cannot receive real-time targeting data. A special forces team in enemy territory cannot call for backup. Every single layer of modern American military power depends on satellites working perfectly, every second of every day. Remove them, and the entire system does not just weaken. It collapses. The immediate battlefield disaster. So what actually happens on day one when the satellites go dark? The answer is immediate, total chaos. During the Gulf War in 1991, GPS enabled the sweeping left hook maneuver that completely outflanked Iraqi forces, turning empty featureless desert terrain into a fully navigable battlespace. That same advantage disappears overnight without satellites. Precision-guided bombs, which currently hit targets within 1 meter of accuracy, suddenly miss by hundreds of meters. Drone strikes become impossible without GPS targeting coordinates. Naval fleets lose the ability to navigate accurately across open ocean. Without GPS, approximately 24 operational modernized satellites are required to fully sustain worldwide military effectiveness, and losing even a portion of that constellation creates dangerous gaps in coverage. Troops on the ground cannot call in airstrikes with accuracy. Submarine commanders lose precise positioning data needed for missile launch calculations. Supply convoys get lost without navigation. And perhaps most dangerously, the early warning systems that detect enemy missile launches within seconds of liftoff go completely dark. America would have no idea if a nuclear missile was incoming until it was far too late. Day one without satellites is not just a military problem. It is a national survival emergency. The wider catastrophe. Here is what most people do not realize. Losing military satellites would not just affect the battlefield. It would trigger a complete collapse of American society within days. GPS is the backbone of both American military power and vast sectors of critical societal and economic strength. Every commercial airline flight over America uses GPS navigation. Without it, hundreds of planes become dangerously disoriented simultaneously. Global financial markets depend on GPS timing signals to synchronize transactions worth trillions of dollars every single day. Without that timing, stock markets freeze and banking systems crash. Power grids use satellite communication to balance electricity loads across thousands of miles. Without satellites, blackouts begin spreading within hours. Emergency services lose dispatch coordination. Hospitals lose communication systems. Food supply chains grind to a halt as trucking companies lose navigation. GPS-3 satellites deliver advanced security and anti-jamming features which bring uninterrupted, precise navigation and timing in contested environments, safeguarding national security and defense missions, which is exactly why America spends billions protecting them. Without satellites, within 72 hours, the United States would not just lose its military advantage. It would face the most catastrophic infrastructure collapse in the history of the modern world. The future threat and closing. So is this scenario actually possible? Could America's satellites really be taken out? The honest and frightening answer is yes. And both Russia and China know exactly how to do it. With China's rapid satellite expansion and Russia's disruptive anti-satellite capabilities, 2026 marks a pivotal year for the U.S. Space Force as it transitions to full-spectrum warfighting in space. Anti-satellite missiles have already been tested successfully by both nations. Directed energy weapons can blind spy satellites permanently. Cyber attacks can disable ground control stations. Despite GPS's strategic importance, modernization has too often been treated as a secondary budget priority, with funds redirected whenever fiscal pressure emerges, an approach that experts call short-sighted and increasingly dangerous. This is exactly why the U.S. Space Force was created in 2019, because the next World War will not begin in the ocean or the sky. It will begin 20,000 kilometers above the Earth, in the silence of space, where no one can hear the first shot fired. America without satellites is not just a weaker America. It is a blind, deaf, and completely vulnerable America. And the nations who want to challenge American power, they know it. The question is, does America know it too? If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one.